So this lioness walked on this road here not too long ago.
That's the thing about Africa. You never know what's waiting out there. I came here with one plan, to build a shelter from scratch and spend the night alone. But everything shifted when I saw those fresh tracks. Because of the lioness in the area, I decided it might be a better plan to head back to a boma I built months ago. If I can fix it up before dark, it might give me a safer place to rest. Tonight, I'll sleep on the ground with only the fire and the night sounds to keep me company.
Okay, let's check it out. So this is what happened. This morning I come in with a plan. I'm going to build a shelter. I've only got a sleeping bag and a few other essentials. As I came in, I got a warning and a word that there's a lioness right in this area behind me here. Apparently there are two. They only saw the one. So that makes it obviously a little bit different knowing she's here. But I think before we jump to conclusions, I still want to do this. I still want to build a shelter and then sleep here for the night. But I think let's go first see if we can find any sign of her. Let's go check it out. Maybe we see sign and then we can decide from there. I think she might have been interested in this buffalo here. I see this buffalo dung here. You don't know what the situation is. Yes, a buffalo is a little bit ambitious for one lion, but maybe she's hungry or she spotted some calves in the herd and possibly thought it's doable to hunt them. Or she's very hungry. You know, there's a lot of nice camping spots here or places to build a shelter, but I don't really want to do it in the long grass. Yeah, it's just you can't see it that well, you know, and it's not ideal. Lions like to use these, you know, like riverbeds as walkways and highways, and if she's in the area, she would have definitely have used this. So that's why I want to check it out. I can't take too long either. As always, time is a factor, and it like gets dark very quickly here because of winter and it's very far east. So I think let's get going again. It's dead quiet here. It's starting to warm up, and when it's warm or hot, I will lie in the shade. So I will check for anything that represents a lion, an ear or a tail or anything in the shade. I found the lioness tracks right at the spot where the buffalo ran. So this lioness walked on this road here not too long ago. She probably came from somewhere, maybe a water source or something that attracted her this side. And she's possibly lying down here behind me somewhere in the area. Don't think she was hunting that buffalo. They possibly got wind of me. But now that we confirmed that there's a lioness in the area, I'm not too far from a camp I did a while ago where I just slept in a hammock. I've got a boma still there. Maybe I should rather use that and just reinforce that rather than starting from scratch. I think that might be the safest thing to do. My initial plan was to just build a shelter from scratch. But yeah, now that she's in the area, yeah, you know, it changes things quite a bit. So let's still do it. But I think let's maybe use what we have and just reinforce it. Okay, so if you've been following me, you would recognize this place here. Yeah, I spent the one night here, and it's when the buffalo came here and there was something chasing it, similar to today but at night. And I think let's do it. I think this might be a smart choice. time is limited, and once it gets dark, I don't want to move around anymore. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the boma, but yeah, let's check it out. Pretty happy with it. Yeah, when it gets dark and a bit scary, I'm gonna move in here because that lioness is gonna be close to me tonight, probably somewhere here in the vicinity. And tonight we're gonna tell a lot of lion stories because I've got one of last night as well, which was quite amazing. And I had guests with me experiencing it, so it was pretty cool. But I'll tell you that story later, and another scary story. But for now, let's get firewood. I think I have enough wood for tonight. I'll have to pace myself as well because I don't want to run out of wood. I think tonight's going to be slightly chilly even though it's warm now. That's another thing to think about that I completely forgot about, and because I'm so focused on that lioness and lions in the area. But I'll need to pace myself because I've only got a summer sleeping bag and it's going to be quite chilly tonight. So I think it's going to be wise for me just to not burn everything all at once, obviously. But yeah, let's check it out here. This is my wood pile here, and I'm not sure where I'm going to make the fire yet. The wind is blowing this way, so I might need to make it like this side, just because of the smoke, so it blows this way away from me. But I might wait till a little bit later before I light the fire just to make sure. But I can always move it. It's not the most serious thing. I think I need to just cook first and and then make my night fire. It's going to be exciting. Yeah, so this is looking a lot better. My head's going to be there. You can see I closed up here nicely. It looks like there's a lot of gaps, but it's like, I think it's worse on camera. All right, so it's pretty secure that side, and then my feet will be this side. So it's coffee time, and then while I'm having the coffee, we can go through some gear that I brought along. I want to show you guys. Cheers, everybody. I'm sitting here having a nice cup of coffee. So while we have time, it's going to be time for a show and tell. Let me show you what I brought along today. So the first thing I brought was this foam mattress, and I'm going to sleep on this. And it's very thin, but it makes it a lot more comfortable. Yeah, let's roll this out, make it useful. Yeah, so already a little bit shredded. Yeah, the bush, a lot of thorn trees. Yes, that is so comfortable. It's a lot better than sleeping on the ground, trust me. All right, so let's look what I brought along on this trip. And the more I look at it, the less it becomes. But yeah, I've got my water bottle here. I've got extra clothing here. I've got my sleeping bag. I've got a pillow here. If you want to feel what uncomfortable feels like, it's a blow-up pillow. And I've got a lot of knives here. Well, 2 knives, but I've got 2 extra knives I'm going to show you now. I've got a headlamp, I've got a light, and I've got a flashlight here. And this is a lot to do with filming, and this is when I hear something. It's a very strong flashlight. I've got my flint there, I've got my burner, and then I've got my cooler bag, and I've got meat and milk and stuff in here. But that's it. In here, I've got my bag, my drone is in here, it's my camera bag. Nothing useful in terms of survival stuff, extra batteries, memory cards. This is empty now. I've got a few bits and pieces here, like water drops and all that, but nothing really that's going to help me here. And what I wanted to show you guys is this. I carry this on my backpack. Thanks, Sean, for making me this. And this is a rugged bush knife, and it's a working knife. It's not, like made with extra precision and like buffed and all that. I mean, this is just a working knife. If things go south, this will come in handy. This might save your life right here. It's got a big blade and it's going to do a lot of damage if things go south and you get attacked by something that's got a lot of teeth. And it lives on my backpack. I'm going to use it a lot as well because you can use it for a lot of stuff, even chopping stuff down and all that, so great. And I love the look of this extra paracord here, so pretty cool. I just wanted to show you guys this. There's another knife I got this week as well, and this lives on my belt here. It's nice and compact. This knife is immaculate. I mean, the way it's made and the work that went into this, actually, I'll feel bad using it, but I know I'm supposed to use it. So this knife comes in a box. It's so well packaged, and I opened it up this morning. You get a certificate with it, and the packaging on it is just immaculate, and it's very well presented. This knife is made by Rugged Cross Forge, and there's a young guy making these. I mean, excellent work. Thank you, Douglas, for sending me this. This is a masterpiece, It's like, you can even use it as a mirror. Yes, you can even use it as a mirror. And then also this thing is scary sharp. I mean, look at that. That's just beautifully made. And I believe it's made from ram horn. And it's absolutely just a masterpiece. And thank you. I'll put the link in the description as well if you want to check out their knives. And thank you very much. This is going to come in very useful. I think for now I'm just going to cut my steak with this because I don't want to damage it, but I'm sure as time goes by I'll grow less sensitive. But the sheath is also pretty cool. It lives on my belt here in the back, and it comes out at an angle and you can pull it out and ready to use it. I've got the trail camera here, and I'm really tempted to go put it on at that spot where we saw the lioness tracks for in case she returns, and maybe we can track her a little bit as well to see where she comes from. I don't want to be too late because I want to be here for sunset. I'm out here looking for tracks, and I found this huge hyena track. There's some of the biggest ones in the country here. It's like a spotted hyena, but this is a massive one. So I'm at the lion tracks again. I've put the trail camera up there, and just want to have a look at them one last time before we settle in. I'm going to try and follow her for a little bit. I'm still on the track here just to see where it goes, but I'm not going to go too far because I want to be back at camp. But just out of interest sake, I just want to see where she went. Okay guys, I'm on my knees here. It totally makes sense, what happened this morning. I'm here at Fresh Lion Tracks and Buffalo Tracks. I was here this morning when those buffalo ran past me, and this lioness was hunting them. When they ran past me, I saw there was a young calf in the herd, and she maybe went for the young calf. So she came from there where we found the tracks the last time, and she came down here, and she probably saw the buffalo just down here. So even though this is what I live for, it excites me a lot. I don't want to be irresponsible, so I'm going to get back to my boma and make a fire and then enjoy the last bit of light. And we're going to see a wonderful sunset and just enjoy it together. I think it's time to go make a grill, and we're gonna grab some guarri bush here. You know, just something that's gonna be able to resist the heat. The sun is setting here behind me. It's getting quiet. The moon is out. Yeah, this is the time when the bush starts changing and makes you very aware of your senses. Heard some hippos. You know, like with the story of the lioness now and the other one, or the two lionesses, I didn't even think about the hippos. And now, like, that's on my mind as well again, you know, because they're going to start walking around now, getting out of the water. This is like, I always say I'm the African bush, but the African bush is not a location, you know, it's like a event, it's a feeling. I always say that, you know, like in the African bush, and like, don't get confused. It is a location, but it's not to say that it's just a broad location. It's a feeling. And nowhere else in the world you experience like the feeling of being in the African bush. It's just something that you know, your connection with it is so strong. Our instincts are just so aligned here with what's going on here. Everything you see that's dangerous, you know. And you have this like kind of eternal fear that's built into you when you think about the African bush. And with its beauty. I mean, look at that. That is just absolutely, there are no sunsets in the world that looks like this. Look, they're beautiful, but I mean, African sunsets are unique in a sense. With the, you know, like this umbrella thorn here behind me, it's so unique to Africa, and that's why I love it. I hear the fiery neck, nightjar, pearl-spotted owl. I heard a African wood owl. Tonight it's just electric. It's amazing. And of course the lion. Impala's rutting over there. Oh, it doesn't get more African than this, eh? Yeah, they're everywhere. So that lioness that we found the tracks of, she's over here, I think. And then further on, there's a bunch of lion this way, north from here. Yeah, but we're going to eat the steak and have a good time in Africa. And later we'll deal with the lack of sleep. Yeah, so what a awesome evening. I just want to show you my setup here. There's some elephant definitely this way here. This is where I'm going to sleep, right? There I've got a light. And yeah, so I can stand here and I don't have to worry about behind me. So I just have to worry about that way, like this section here. Which makes it a lot better, you know. It's awesome. There's a lot of sounds tonight. It's a lot. There's elephant down that way, probably on the other reserve down this way. And lions this way, yeah. More lions this way. I'm sure we're going to start hearing the hyena soon. And yeah, what an awesome evening. My steak is cooking there. That's going to be almost done in, say, a few minutes. Then I'm going to eat. And then I can settle down for the night. It's going to be a long night because Yeah, I just don't sleep a lot when I do this. It is cool though. It's darker than I thought because the moon is behind the clouds most of the time. So we'll see what happens there. My guess this is ready. I'm going to take it off. Oh, perfect. That's just perfect. I think while we listening to those lines, I think it's time for me to tell you a bedtime story. Because they're very vocal, and let's tell a story about them. I mean, who doesn't like lion stories? So this actually happened last night that I'm going to tell you now. So I took out guests to a private reserve, and that's what I do as well. For those who don't know, I also guide. And we saw amazing sightings. We saw this cheetah jump in a tree, believe it or not, in a big marula tree. I got some footage of that, and yeah, it was just amazing, to see it. Then we got a call of a lion sighting, and it was on the furthest, side of the reserve. So we decided we're going to do it. I spoke to my tracker, and he said he's keen. And I spoke to the guests, and they said they're also keen. Obviously, they want to see it. And we started going down to the furthest point on that reserve. It's far. It's from where we were, it's almost an hour drive. So we get there, and lions are still there. It was 2 lionesses, and she was calling in the road, and it was just an awesome, experience. It was already dark, and I told them, listen, we have to get back. And I turned the vehicle around, and there was another one walking up, and everybody said they wanted to have a look at it one last time. So I said sure, and I stopped, switched off the vehicle, and now this lioness is 10 yards from us, right? Or 10 meters, more or less. And after a while, we said, okay, well, they're not doing anything anymore. Let's go. And I switch on the vehicle, and the motor turns, but it's not starting. So I gave it another crank, and then I realized the battery is dead. So I tried another time, and this time it was even worse. The more I tried, the worse it got. And everybody got quiet, and the lion started calling right next to us. And then we were stuck there. We couldn't get out. We couldn't do anything. But while we were sitting there, thinking of a plan, there they go again. Yeah, so while we were sitting there, they were calling like that as well, but very close, obviously. And it was such a cool experience. And eventually we decided we're going to call for help. Maybe someone answers. And on the radio, luckily the radio still worked. And I switched on the radio. It worked for a while. And then, they said they'll come and help us. So thank you to those guys as well. They came all the way. But we had to wait for a half an hour. So basically what happened then is he came in with a Land Rover. So the battery's under the seat. The lions are right there. So he said, it's not going to work. We have to tow you out. So he just basically threw the rope out. And someone was watching the lions while I was just hooking up everything, But that lioness definitely looked at me when I got off that vehicle. But like I was close to the vehicle, and I told him, just tell me when she gets up. And luckily she didn't. She just obviously she was more curious than anything else. And they pulled us out, and while they were pulling us, I could start I put it in second, dropped the clutch, and it took 100%. And then short while after that we got stuck again. So, but we got out luckily. The guests had to get out of or get off the vehicle. But it was just an amazing night, and it was so much fun. And then we needed to get back because they needed to go to the toilets, and it was just everybody laughed, and it was just such a good evening. Yeah, it was such a good evening. Experiences like that, like that's what makes it. So I've been sitting at the fire for a little bit, listening to all the sounds tonight. I can tell you what, it's a lot hotter than usual. So I think I'm going to move some of the fire over there so that I can just have a fire close by. And I might just leave this one to kind of burn out. Those lines, there are another pride here. They moved over this side here. Those ones are quiet at the moment, and it was this side. So they're probably out hunting maybe. So they're definitely moving around tonight. Because the first ones I heard on this side, first they were here, and then they moved over across this way here. And these here went quiet. I'm not sure where they are at the moment. Now it's hard to pinpoint where they are. They might be out hunting now. So, which means they'll either move away further or they'll come closer. So let's not take chances, let's do it. Okay, so I'm inside my boma, and I feel pretty safe, pretty protected. I did, however, hear monkeys here now. Alarm call. It's either that leopard or it's lion, so one of the two. But I'm glad I've got this sorted out, and I've got the fires going. Let me show you. I've got one fire going there. That other one is starting up again, and I'm going to sleep here. Here's all my stuff. Here's extra wood here that I'm going to burn through the night. I've got my camera here and water bottle. So I think we're good and we set for the night. Okay, so I'm sitting here by the fire a little bit. It's nice. I can feel the heat from it, even though it's not too cold tonight. I think it's quite warm still. I still have short sleeves on, and Maybe tonight it will cool down slightly. But I think it's going to be an active night, so I don't know if I should say goodnight. I'm tired, I'm going to try and get some sleep. But I'll probably wake up during the night and then I'll record whatever woke me up, even if it's just sound. So, not good night, but we'll see you later. So I was just about to lie down. A lot of alarm calling back here from bushbuck. 100% seen a predator. So yeah, just when you want to go to bed, then you're reminded. I also heard lions this side now. So there's a bunch. There's like 3 prides over here. But these ones are not close. And the other ones are over the river this side. But the ones up here, the 2 females that was here earlier, I'm not sure where they are, because they just went quiet. That's what I think. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'm back in bed. Not too bad. Fire. Let's see how it goes. Later. Probably not good night. We'll see you later. I just woke up now. It's a bit chilly. The fire was burned out, so I put more wood on the fire. Yeah, I stayed quiet. Pretty amazing night so far. So that hyena call came from that riverbed we walked in today. There was another one answering him further down the riverbed, and it's amazing how they communicate, because this one sounded different from that one, and they obviously have different messages for each other, so it's pretty cool. I heard another hippo down this way, or a few, and they're still in the area. And it's amazing to think about what walks around me at night here in the dark. Okay guys, it's starting to get light. The birds are chirping and it's time to get up. Cheers everybody. Last night was not as bad as I thought. I slept more than I thought I would, and woke up to a wonderful morning. The mist is rolling in and having a good cup of coffee. So last night was probably one of the busiest nights I've had here. In terms of leopard, this leopard was up and down here the whole night and just calling, which is pretty cool. And I got it once or twice, but leopard calls so quick and then it's done that every time I was too late. But I think I did catch it a few times. But yeah, what an awesome evening. It was really nice. It was better than I expected, I must say. And what an experience to sleep here on the ground in a boma and just like feel the bush. That is the most awesome part. Remember, we're going to check that trail camera, so stick around for that. I'm going to back up now, get out of here as soon as my coffee's done, and then we're going to check it out. I'm going to try and get a sunrise, but yeah, it's a bit misty. I'm all packed up. Let's go check out the trail camera and possible tracks and see what was out there last night.
As I was finishing this video, I reached out to someone who told me they've seen a lioness. He kindly sent me this footage, and suddenly the whole experience felt very real. I wanted to put everything in perspective, so I went back to the location where I believe this footage was taken. It turned out I was right. The tree matched perfectly, and this was the exact spot where the lioness had been feeding. What makes it even more incredible is that this footage was recorded about an hour before I arrived in the very same area, and also how close my boma was to this area where she was feeding at. And I just want to thank you for watching all the way to the end.
And as always, have kindness and peace in your heart, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.